Welcome to episode 1 of the Planeswalker Pals YouTube channel. I'm your host, Davis, and on the first Wednesday of this month, we're diving into a standard deck. All of us have favorite planes, let it be Ravnica or Dominaria, but one of my favorites is Ixalan, and one of my favorite tribes is Merfolk. Now, standard Merfolk is a powerful deck that, depending on your opponent, can take an advanced, aggressive path, or fall back and use counterspells to control the board. This deck's Merfolk can swing for 3 damage on turn 2 and use creative spells to set your opponent's back and leave all of your Merfolk still swimming. Now that you know the broad overview, let's dive in and see what this deck is about in action. So, like I just mentioned, 3 damage on turn 2 sounds impossible, but it's not, with an aggressive creature like Mistcloaked Herald, which is a 1/1 unblockable creature that costs 1 blue mana. This creature cannot be blocked and is a key piece in our strategy because it's the creature that we will want to add our +1/+1 counters on. With creatures like Deeproot Elite and Jungleborn Pioneer, we can easily generate +1/+1 counters to put on all our creatures. We also run the Merfolk Lord, Merfolk Mistbinder, which gives our creatures a 1/1 power and toughness boost, which is a good way to fight cards like Goblin Chainwhirler and any 1 damage pingers. Now, real fast, before we move on to how the attack steps should look, let me bring notice to one card. It's Trumena, Tyrant of Orazca. This card is vastly misunderstood because most people want to tap 5 Merfolk for +1/+1 counters, or tap 1 Merfolk to make Trumena unblockable, but the real ability is tapping 3 Merfolk to draw a card after your opponent's turn before your untap step. This is crucial because it can let you get ahead on cards and get you closer to victory. Now that we know all about Trumena, let's talk about Maina Speeder, which gets +1/+1 when another Merfolk or island enters the battlefield. This is the creature that I mentioned earlier that can deal 3 damage on turn 2 when we play a Forest, Maina Speeder, then pass the turn. Turn 2 comes around, we play Jade Bearer, which gives target Merfolk +1/+1, and also triggers Maina Speeder ability, which gives it a 1/1 power and toughness boost, resulting in 3 damage on turn 2. Another way to deal 3 damage on turn 2 is if we use our Forest and Island to play a Merfolk Mistbinder, which gives our Maina Speeder a 1/1 power and toughness boost. Another card we'll use for an aggressive attack is Adonis Climb, a 1 green-blue legendary enchantment that gives +1/+1 counters to creatures on the attack step and later gives immense boost and can tap for a land of any color when flipped in legendary land mode. Now, when going into the mid game, we'll use cards like Silvergill Adept and Merfolk Branchwalker, which is a 2-mana Jadelight Ranger, to find and draw cards to keep our hands full with counterspells like Negate and Essence Scatter. These will stop our opponent's big combo pieces and counter their win conditions. Now, to end the deck, we have the Manabase. It's very simple. Islands, Forest, 2 unclaimed territories, and 4 hinterland harbors. When the blue-green Simmet Guild Shocklands come out in Ravnica Allegiance, I will add it to the deck. Now, the sideboard is very flexible, and you can really add to it whatever you feel like the deck needs. I personally run Deeproot Waters, which really works well by making tokens to pump through Deeproot Elite. I also run Herald of the Secret Streams, which makes all creatures with +1/+1 counters the ability to become unblockable. Third, Merfolk Trickster, which at instant speed can remove all abilities from a creature. And finally, Search for Azcanta, which lets you draw cards and produce lands if needed. Now, because this is my FNM deck, I can give you some quick stats. It's been going 3-1, only losing to Boros Angels. This deck is very strong against Selesnya tokens and mono green Stompy matchups because you can counter their creatures and use your small creatures that are unblockable to slip past their defenses. I would give this a 7 or 8 out of 10 on the FNM level, its main nemesis being Flyers and Jeskai Control, because Jeskai Control can destroy your lands, and without lands, it is very hard to operate this deck. So that really wraps it up for today. Thanks for watching episode 1 of the Planeswalker Pals on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed the deck tech. Also, the deck link will be in the description below if you want to purchase any of these cards or get a closer look. Because this is our first video, we are just testing new information. Comment below your favorite part of the deck and what else you would like to know that we didn't mention. Also, don't forget to tune in this Sunday to learn about MTG price markets, and tune in at the same time next week for our second episode all about Elder Dragon Highlander, also known as Commander. Well, I think that wraps up our video finally. I'm your host Davis, thanks for watching,